Well, we've made it. Good evening, everybody. Bit of a panic to get here, but we're here. So, as normal, I managed to coerce our friendly earworm.
Hello
He
there,
is,
everybody.
but he's not in the workshop. He's
No,
whipped out and he's
I'm in the
sitting in
warm.
the office at home. So we've got
Different
Andy
camera
in the
from last time.
background. Yeah, and he's also a bit clearer as well. So, what are we going to do tonight? Well, I found a blank, and I found a blank of Merbel. So it's the same as what I used the other week to do the potpourri pot. So let's drop Andy in the background, change cameras, come over onto this one. And for those that were with me Tuesday, there is the 95% finished, polished up bowl that I made to match the one that Andy was making. So it's actually come out really nice, but I've had a little bit of problem with the wax on it. I've had to buff it, and I'm still not over keen on the finish, but hey-ho. So there's the
I've been having problems with
preview
mine,
of
so that's all right.
yeah, there's the finished one. So what are we doing tonight? There's the Merbel on the lathe, so I can get rid of the bowl before I finish it completely. Get that out of the way. We're all okay. So it's, like I say, a bit of a panic tonight, but I can cover. I can do it. We've got the crew to do it. So that is, I did measure it. It's 7.5 diameter, and it's 70 mil thick.
So a little bit thicker,
True.
Narrower.
In true UK fashion. So I'm gonna, and we've got Rich on tonight as well. He's doing an invade. Would have been handy to clean the glasses off before I put them on. So we can do that now. So it will be just on the hour, just over the hour, somewhere around that. So with the normal tools and the normal equipment used, I'm going to be turning in reverse because I don't want to cover myself in all the shavings that are here. So I can start shaping this, and Andy will do his man bit and let me know.
Tell you who's in, yeah. I'm working on the YouTube chat. I've got a message from Scot, which I'm sure you will see. Just to say thanks to Keith for covering for him. The dreaded college has struck his house. Son's positive and wife is now becoming unwell. So waiting results. So Mike Hugh from Ilminster was first in, and then I was next. Brian at Hartwood turning, Copperell wood turning Rob, Robert Darwin, somebody called Stuck in the Wood by Keith. And then there are lots of repeats. The Linnekins, Keith's daughter.
Hi, kiddo.
Very pleased to see you. Robert D. I've said, haven't I? James Crawford, Karen Dolman, Paul Hyde and Greasby Turner, Woodford Resins and Wood Creations.
That's David, isn't it?
David, it is. I was just trying to. I nearly said that and then thought, I'm not certain. Peter Corn.
Hello, Peter.
Excuse me. Hello, Peter. Steve Ellis, Barry Chitty, wood turning by Barry. Roy's the Boy. Tommy's Workshop. Douglas Mungham. And Neil M. I think, no, I've already said Neil, I think. And I think that's it. If I missed anybody, I apologise. Just shout at me and I'll call your name up.
Good evening to you all. Thank you for coming over at short notice to all of us to join me.
34 in watching. So, it's a very good start.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This was the outside. That's all right. Back piece at the very top is the pith of the tree. So this is the corresponding half to what we used last week. I think I can lift that camera up a bit. So turning in reverse, I've thrown all them shavings over the back. So I'm still, well, I can't say spotlessly clean, but I am relatively clean. Because this is a Merbel from the Papua New Guinea area. Cuts very nicely.
Doesn't it?
I'm going to put a mortise on there. I know this is the right size today, not like the issue we had Tuesday by someone feeding me some duff information.
I don't know why, because that's the size I always make mine for my sea drawers. So whether
Right.
I've changed the sea drawers over the years or something, I don't know. Because it wasn't far out, was it? But it was out.
It wasn't far out. It's just an eighth
Well,
of an inch too big.
Yeah.
Too small.
Too small, that's right, yeah. You should make it bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Smith's in. Roy's the boy is commenting on the amount of timber that you have behind you.
There's a few bits there, Roy. But, got to have something to do in your old age once you retire.
Absolutely.
I'm going to cut the taper on the mortise.
Did I say Tony Smith's in? Don't think I did. Tony Smith's in.
Yeah, Tony Smith's in. You did say. I thought
did
that
say.
was a bit fast. I turned it up instead of turning it down.
Ah, that's another feature of age. Yeah. RPA Woodworks is in, which is Ray, isn't it? And he says, what kind of wood again?
Merbel.
She's Merbau, I believe. Papua New Guinea timber.
Yes. So we just put a couple of rings on the bottom to make it look like it's finished. So straight off the chisel, I can go straight on to 240, 120 is a little bit of end grain there that's not as good as it could be. So we're gonna start with 120. Give it a quick lick. I have got the extractor running. Because this is quite soft wood.
Roy's the boy says he can't wait to get his lathe up and start. I remember that feeling, Roy.
Yeah. Yes, it's always a nice feeling to be throwing some shavings onto the floor.
It's like having a new... Sorry.
I can say, just for Brian, I haven't had time to tidy up either.
It was a bit last minute. So.
Yeah.
It's like a kiddie having a new toy to play with, isn't it? You know, when you get your first lathe, it's magic.
It's better than a new toy.
Absolutely. Certainly lasts longer.
Yeah. You don't play with the packaging either.
Brian's getting the digs in. Brian reckons my memory's not that good. I do remember.
So do I. What was that you said?
I don't know. I can't remember. That was only 2 minutes ago. All right, 50 years ago. No problem at all.
Yeah. Right. That's 240. Just give it a quick. Don't need to, but as I've got 400 there.
Gerard the French turner's in. Good evening. Bonsoir. Busy with funerals today.
That looks all right. You'll have to believe me because
Yeah.
I can see it. So we're going for acrylic sanding sealer because that's what I've got. There is some cellulose somewhere and there is some shellac, but that's in the other shed.
Well, Roy says he's not ready to start with his lathe yet because he's got to reconfigure the workshop around, and now he's ill in bed.
So, that's not good.
No, it's not.
Give it a little bit extra on the end grain because I found out last week on that potpourri pot that it's quite thirsty.
Mm-hmm. Nick Castle is in.
Well, good evening, one and all, and everyone.
Yeah, 35 we're up to now.
Sorry you're disappointed that you've got me instead of Scott, but at least you've got some entertainment. Hopefully we can show one or two little tricks and bits and pieces. So,
Nice warm looking colour timber, that is, isn't it?
yeah, I think it's part and parcel of the teak family, isn't it?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. It looks a bit that way. Roy's asking what it was that you just sprayed it with.
I just sprayed it with chestnut acrylic sanding sealer.
Doug Miller is in.
I know that's true because I just looked at it to find out what it was. So
That's
in
good
my
stuff.
normal fashion, I'm using the paste wax from Liberon and 1600 equivalent grit Weebrax pad. I work it in at about 200, 180, 200 speed both ways because I can do that on this one.
Damned with faint praise. I think Barry Chitty says we're not complaining.
No, if you are, you know what to do.
Graham Haynes says I sound a bit different tonight. I'm on a different headset. I'm indoors.
He's in the warm, Graham.
I'm on a plugged-in cheap headset with a wire hanging out.
Yeah, he's a bit crackly on the wire where the wire goes into the headset. Right, so that's both forward and reverse at about 200. We go up to just shy of 400. Work it in again. So all the dust that I would get off there if I was sanding this up to 600, 1200, whatever, is now encapsulated in the wax. So now we hit it in forward. So as normal, my chuck is secured to the lathe with two or three grub screws so that it can't come undone. Most important, we don't really want a chuck of this size rattling around the workshop, particularly at head height.
It's quite an amusing little. Tommy said that sentence doesn't look quite right, Gerard. So I looked up to see what it was all about. Gerard has said hello to Mike Yu and to Copperell Woodworks. Except it's written as Mike Yu Cow. Doesn't look quite right, yeah, right. But I found it quite amusing.
You can see, you can't because it's bleaching it out, but wherever I put that it's going to bleach it out. Oh, you can just see the stain across the middle there. That is sawdust that's coming off with the wax as I polish it up, which doesn't end up stuck up the hooter. It ends up stuck on a bit of paper, which is much better for me and most wood turners. The last thing we want is sawdust up the hooter. So buff this up until such times as I'm getting nothing on the paper, which is now.
Virgil,
You've what?
it's still white. Oh no, sorry. It's a bit bleached out, so difficult to see.
We can see the shine on there.
Oh yeah, see that, yeah.
The light's on. So I think I'm going to roll the rim over a fraction. Still on the screen, yeah. Have a little bit more volume. And through rolling it over like this, it does give us a slightly deeper bowl. Feels pretty good.
Chris Glanville's in.
Hello, Chris. Hopefully you've got your chisel sorted out, your roughing gouge. I had a help phone call from Chris earlier on. He was having a little bit of an issue sharpening his roughing gouge. So I was having a little bit of, well, we were both having a little bit of an issue with technology as well.
I wish that was unusual.
Yeah. Not going ultra thin. I want to leave a little bit of meat in it. Oh, look at that. I've covered my arm in it now. That's the first bit, so that's not too bad.
Which is obviously in somewhere. I've missed it.
I knew there was a flat there somewhere. Not quite cleaned up the rim.
Somebody was saying hello to Rich, but I'm blowed if I can see him. If he is here, hello, Rich.
Hi, Rich. I will well and truly be finished before you go live.
Oh, there we are. Yeah. But he says, slap that thumb, guys.
Slap that thumb, guys. Yeah.
Yes, Doug, Rich is doing an event tonight, and I will be putting the link up a little bit later on. I'm sure he can answer himself, but I've done it for him.
You heard it here first. Or
And
second.
Mitch is saying, could put the link in. I will just do it now to save the.
You can't, Rich, easily, not the whole lot, but my boy can.
There it is, Rich. Lawrence Bagage is in.
So after I've finished and I've been in for a beer, hopefully I'll pop over and catch Rich. So as you can see, I'm swapping from left to right-handed. Works for me. And it's good practice being ambidextrous. Not sure whether Wayne's joined us, Wayne the Woodturner, but wish him
Haven't
well.
seen
He's
him.
got a waterlogged workshop, so
Oh dear, it came in, didn't it?
I noticed Brian's doing or covering for him tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow night. Yeah, it is. Wayne does Friday night, doesn't he?
I believe he does, yes.
Yeah. So if you are in, Wayne, thoughts are with you, mate, but it's not the first time, so you will be knowing what you're doing. Hopefully it doesn't come up too high. Keeps out the electrics. So, with any luck, no, it's a bit high in the middle. I'd rather it be high in the middle.
It's a lunchtime one, isn't it? The Friday one.
You can take it off, whereas you can't put it back if you've got a low piece in the middle.
Very true.
And I've still got plenty in the bottom there, so. This is what we found last week, wasn't it? It's quite a coarse grain, and it's bouncing. I will turn the lathe off because I want to poke the tool resting a bit.
The Fat Axe just popped in to say hello. He's off to work. It's 5:50 a.m. where he is.
That's Axel, isn't it? I believe in Oz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, could well be. Yes. It's first thing in the morning, so yeah.
Don't jump, guys. The lad's
hello.
in.
Hello, Scott.
Yeah, say something in a minute.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, you can.
Yes, mate.
I'm looking at the YouTube screen. Sorry, guys and girls.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the two, Scott.
Yeah.
It's nearly
Yeah. We worked it out that we were looking at in excess of half a minute before we went live.
Yeah.
On lag.
Brian says he has the link for tomorrow if you don't mind him dropping it in.
Yeah, you can put it in, Brian.
Yeah, he's
You've
got a spanner. So, yeah.
Thanks for covering, Keith.
That's all right, mate. Anytime.
So George is positive.
Yeah.
Joe appeared at the workshop door this afternoon with a positive lateral flow.
Right.
So both of us have just been and got a PCR test.
Right.
My lateral flow is negative, but I thought, play on the safe side.
Yeah. Keep us informed
Jennifer
tomorrow,
Straw
mate.
was it?
Yes, mate, I will
Sorry.
do. I will let you know what's going on.
Please.
And that's Brian's link, just gone in for tomorrow.
Thanks, Brian.
Hello, Jennifer.
Cheers, Douglas. Hi, Robert, and hi. Who else said hello? David.
Everybody. Barry Chitty.
Everybody's done hello. Hello, everybody.
Peter Corcoran, Word for Resin. They've all said hello to you. They're empty.
Door's just popped in, hasn't he? Or has
He
been
has
in
indeed.
before?
Door 60, yep. No, I don't think he has. I don't think he's been before, no.
No. While I'm standing, I can actually stand here and look at the screen a bit.
Yeah.
Does have its advantages.
Excuse me.
What I'm going to do is, as I've missed this evening, there didn't appear to be anyone advertised for Sunday evening, so I'm going to go live Sunday evening. So the project I was going to do tonight, I'll do Sunday evening.
Okay, that's fine. Have you got a link for it?
Not yet.
No. You can drop it in when you like, if you get it done tonight. So this is 120 grit.
I just changed the time, didn't I? Let's have a quick look.
Go over to 240. So this isn't going to be a massively long live tonight, guys.
Important piece of news from Peter Corcoran. He has only a week and 1 day left at work and then retirement. Wahoo, he says.
Yeah,
I thought he
know.
had already retired.
Enjoy it, Peter. He just looks as though he is.
All right.
I can recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I spoke with Pete yesterday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I did
He
know.
texted me yesterday and I was resting my eyelids.
I didn't realise you did that. I thought it was only us old gits that did that.
No, mate, I do it. We've got a corner settee, and if I sit in the corner, you can guarantee within 10 minutes, I'm gone. So there's a link for Sunday evening. I think I set it for 10:30. Not 10:30, 8:30. Around about that time.
Peter Kelly's in.
Hello, big man.
Ben says, am I able to do between 3 and 4 a.m. Sunday? I'll probably only just be going to bed then.
He can't do Sunday morning that time. He's got an important job to do, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Stripping down from Saturday night's frolics and whatever we get round to. So, just in case anyone didn't see it last time, because I didn't show it, acrylic sanding sealer from the Chestnut Products range. The end grain on this is absolutely thirsty. He's drinking it.
Gerard says he's got 69 weeks till he retires.
And counting, I think.
Yes, that's fine. You need to, Gerard.
I've got a few years and a few weeks.
It does go very quickly, though.
But it's always something to look forward to.
I've probably got about 30 years. Time I get there, it's going to be like 70, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh, at least,
yeah. Put it back a bit, won't they? Yeah.
Probably about 32 then. Hopefully, I'll be an old decrepit paramedic by then.
You mean worse than you are now?
Yeah, sitting in a nice doctor's surgery, mate. Can I put a link into my channel, Dad?
No.
All right, whatever.
Go on.
Well, only because I had a look earlier on, and I'm only 24 subscribers off 800. So once
Okay.
I get to 800, I'm going to do a giveaway.
I think I'm only 650 off.
Yeah, about the same as me, I think, Keith.
Yeah. About 30 between us, I think.
Yeah.
It's not about numbers.
No.
It's about you guys coming in and having a little bit of a tutorial as we run through it all.
Tutorial and a
Bit of
chat.
fun.
Doing.
Mm.
Yeah. But it is nice to recognise each other.
Yeah. And it's nice to give something back to people that come in and watch and support us.
Yeah, very loyally. Yeah.
Yes, I must admit I've got quite a loyal following, which is good.
Yeah.
Don't know whether I've got many of the Aussies in yet, because it went out a bit late for them. They'll probably still be picking up their beauty sleep.
Yeah. Yes, we've had just one who's made a comment and then gone off to work. So
Right.
Lily Kinn's not looking forward to retiring. She says 1,905 months till she retires. Not that she's counting or anything.
No. No. Where do you buy the pad? I'm guessing, Nick, you're talking about the Weebrax pad that I'm using, which isn't a pad. It comes by the yard. Oh, the way I bought this was by the yard, but it also comes in.
Chestnuts sell it, don't they, as pads?
Yeah, it comes in sort of 10 by 6 sheets. It's got a little bit of dust on the back, but you don't want the green because that's equivalent to 600 what you use on your pots and pans. The maroon that comes, I believe it's Merca, do it, and that comes in at 1200, and the grey that I use comes in at equivalent to 1600. That's why I use it, and I go backwards between forward and reverse, which speeds up the sanding process. And the sawdust that would go up your hooter if you were sanding to 1600 is now encapsulated in that bit of Weebrax, which I've cut off and folded in half.
Oh, poor old Jennifer saying she's only got 313 subs.
What do you mean only? That's more than we've got.
I believe that's more than what I've got as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They're well deserved, though, Jennifer.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yours?
Yeah.
And Rich is saying he hopes everybody can join in for his pop-up on the 5th of November, 7:30 p.m. I can't, unfortunately. I should be halfway to Scotland by then.
Well,
In fact,
I had planned to go to Lewis that night, but
yeah, it's a good display down there.
I think I'd give it another 12 months.
Yeah, probably, yes.
I'd looked at going purely because my mate Dave obviously lives in Lewis. But to stop people going this year, they're shutting the roads into Lewis at 4:45, and you can't get in or out of Lewis until 2 a.m. the next morning.
It's a big show.
Yeah.
Peter Kelly says, is that Andy in the background? Yes, it is, Peter. 'Tis I.
Obviously, if the results come back, then it's 10 days in. So
Yeah.
There we are. Nothing coming off, so the only
Takes a
thing
good
coming
shot.
off,
Takes a nice shine, doesn't it, that timber?
yes, yeah, is the finished article.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's
Nice
high
grain
enough
too.
gloss for me. I don't like a gloss where you could shave by.
No.
Use it to shave with. It's, to me, that's a little bit too
That's a nice
in your face.
symmetrical grain pattern in that too, which is rather nice.
Yeah, so sorry it's a quick one
Lovely.
tonight, guys.
So that's different to the Papua New Guinea rosewood, isn't it?
Yeah,
That one?
because
Yes.
I think this is Merbau, I believe,
Yeah.
which is something like a teak. It's certainly teak coloured, and the rosewood is very red.
Yeah,
Very red, yeah.
yellowy. I put a video out during the week of a pumpkin that I did out of a piece.
Yeah, so that's a piece of the rosewood, but I picked that up to start that earlier on. I thought, oh no, you're not doing that. Not with that big gaping chasm
Chicken.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, the gentleman that gave it to Keith and I went down and saw him the other week to have another look at his lathe and come back with a big log of it, and that's got a nice big shake.
Well, Rich is showing a display from a friend's garden for about 45 minutes on the 5th of November to raise money for a good cause. Just explaining what that was about.
Yeah, I'll bang this on. We might get the outside done, but this is.
It'd be almost rude to finish now, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. This is
if it's something we do well in Sussex, it's
the bonfire.
Yeah, there's lots of them around. But Lewis
another
is a
piece
big,
of Papua New
one.
Guinean.
Lewis is nuts.
Mm.
You only go to Lewis if you're mad.
Well, they parade through the streets with guys and things,
there.
don't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I used to do Lewis with St John. Then I policed it for a couple of years. And now I just go as a spectator. But yeah, it's mad. They burn the Pope. They roll burning tar barrels down the road. They set firecrackers off.
They're not worried.
They're
sober.
After the prisoners escaped from the prison. Yeah.
I remember doing it one year. I had a brand new Chuti special with me, and I said to her, "You're issued ear defenders and goggles."
What do I want goggles for?
There's no flat caps. It's all your custodian hard helmets. And I'm stood there at a road closure with her, and I went, "Here they come." I said, "Put your ear defenders in and put your goggles on." No, it's fine. I went, "Put your ear defenders in, put your goggles on." No, it's fine. Okay, you'll learn. As they come up the road, oh look, there's a police officer, and you try and enforce the law.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's pretty near enough impossible. So as the parade walked past and a big rook scarer went off at her foot, that was it. She was out for the rest of the night. If you go to Dave's house, Keith, you can sit in Dave's back garden and see all 5 displays.
Yeah. Now this is quite aggressive, this bit of wood on the chisels. And I don't know which one this is because we picked up 3 different species. It gives a good finish off with the tool when you can get the tool to cut it properly.
Michael McEwen is in.
I think that's killed that edge. Yep. That one's had it.
Hello, Michael.
Looks like that's bouncing around something. So we'll stop and have a nosy. There's a flat spot there.
Oh yeah.
See, you can see the shine straight off the chisel.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's certainly quite nice to work with, apart from the dust. But we were warned about the dust, weren't we, mate? When we picked it up.
Yeah.
You said, don't breathe it. Never the intention.
Just going to replenish my glass of water, so won't be a minute.
Right, we can talk about him, he's gone.
Gone where?
He's gone out to get a gin, I think. He's been coughing for a couple of weeks, but seems to be getting better. Mind you, I think we've all been coughing.
There's so much going around at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah. He's back. I can hear him.
Right, I'm back.
You sure you ain't got the COVID, Andy?
Yeah, I've tested myself. So yes, I am sure. It's just a cold. We've lost all our immunity to anything, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've taken the masks off and we're all catching it now. There's so many people I know who've got it. It's a vicious cold too. Leaves you with a hell of a cough.
Well, we're all using alcohol gel and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? It's just...
That's right. We haven't been in contact with anything, have we? Breathing anything else's air or anything else.
Try not to.
So it's not really surprising. Ben's off. He says, "Is it all right if I post a link to a GoFundMe page? It's for a very good cause. I'm trying to raise £8,000 to treat myself to a robust American beauty." I think the answer is no, Ben. You try. See you later, Gerard. He's got to pick his wife up from hospital. Tests are finally over. All the best, Gerard. Hope everything's all well.
All right, let's see what we've got. Got certainly a burnish there where I was leaning a little bit heavy on the tools. But, that was to stop it lifting off, because there's a knot just there and there's really wild grain just there. So let's go in reverse, drop it down and see how it starts to sand. This is the one that feels quite waxy when you start to sand it. Got a funny texture to it, Scott, hasn't it?
Yes.
Does it actually clog the paper?
A little bit, not too bad. The Merbau does as well. It's not life-threatening, but
You'll have to use the Abranet, whatever it's called. Stuff I use.
Abranet.
Abranet.
Yeah. Which is quite good at covering. It doesn't cut with everything though. I've got some out at the workshop that's clogged.
So that was 120. This is 240. I do like it for sanding, this wood. Apart from it being a little bit waxy and it can clog the grain, but drop the speed right down. It seems to cope with it quite well. So what have we got? Still got a mark just there. I think it's a mark. I don't think it's in the grain. And I turned it before. I've noticed there's been some wild bits of colour in there. Yeah, there is a slight mark.
Lawrence says Bennett will cost you more than £8,000 if she depends on all the costs on you.
Well, that's better. Just popped over to YouTube and the chat was about an hour behind. No, not quite. Half an hour.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to 120 on this just to see if I can move that mark. So if my sand be further than the centre, we know it was not a mark, it was something in the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what that has done, if anything.
There's a stunning piece of wood around the bottom there, though.
Yeah, I think it's in the. It emanates from that branch there.
Yeah, I think it is.
So
Yeah,
I'm wasting my time trying to sand it out then, because it ain't going to happen.
No.
Not unless I go in about 3/4 of an inch.
You've got quite a palette of colours in there.
Yeah, and I think there'll be even more in a second.
Yeah, look at that. So it goes from grey through to a reddy brown, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Really pops.
Not sure about the lump on the top, but you know.
You learn to live with that. That's no problem. It's architectural.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a
half
it's drainage. It's that sort of excuse, isn't it?
Yeah, half a job. So I'm only going to wax up the bottom piece anyway, because I want to round this one over.
Oh, right, yeah.
Bring it as an enclosed bowl.
Yep.
She's just gone up to 8:20.
Yeah, I'm only going to get the outside done, I think.
Yeah, 49 wonderful people watching.
Well done, guys. Thank you for coming over and finding me.
Yeah, it's good.
Scott apologises for letting you all down due to circumstances out of his control.
I have to go to my favourite place, Gatwick PCR Centre.
Yeah. At least you knew where it was.
Times we live in, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. We tried Horsham, but we couldn't get her a test till tomorrow. And because of Joe's medical background, I wanted to get it done sooner rather than later.
This is what I said to Sue when she said, well, why couldn't he have done it tomorrow? I said, well, you know what issues Joe's got. I think that answers the question. Oh, I forgot about that. So,
When she gets poorly, she gets poorly quick.
yeah, I'm gonna say it goes down a matter of minutes, doesn't she?
Yep.
Anyway, we wish her well, and hopefully she hasn't, but time will tell.
She's now confined to the bedroom. George is confined to his bedroom.
And you're confined to the workshop, I know.
It's
and I'm confined to the bedroom or the workshop. It's outrageous. I hate it.
Tough,
I did offer to get the camp bed in the workshop.
But you never
She knew that would last too long if you put that in. That would still be there at Christmas.
Never get you back out.
All night. I think it was 3 a.m. this morning I left here.
Don't the neighbours complain?
That's the beauty of where my workshop is. It doesn't annoy the neighbours because it's right on the edge.
It's on the road, isn't it? Yeah.
So
and it's next to the road anyway.
Next to the road.
Yeah, most
not
of it
not on the road.
Most of it's got 3-inch Celotex, so that damps down most of the noise.
Yeah, helps. Mine's almost in Nectar's garden.
The workshop, not the Celotex.
Workshop, yes. You haven't seen my work.
It might be.
So,
no, I haven't, mate. It might be. His Celotex might be in the garden. He might not have insulated the workshop yet.
I haven't. You're right. It's in the garage.
Just storing it in the neighbour's garden.
I
know someone that did that with a shed.
Let's come down and see it sometime. I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mess at the moment.
It's his summer house.
A million miles away.
No, what is it?
You're near that horrible house that was on Grand Designs the other week, aren't you?
Yeah, it's growing on me. It's right opposite that, yeah. It's almost at the bottom of my garden.
It's very clever.
It's growing on me. It's bigger than it looks on tape.
Yeah, it's what he did.
It's cleverly designed.
Yeah,
and he did a lot of work himself as well, and he did some very, very skilled work on the roof particularly. So yeah, it is on me. I'm getting used to it now. But I wouldn't want to live there.
It's gone a long time, that build.
Yeah, I think they normally do because they always run out of money on Grand Designs, don't they?
Yeah, I think they've run out of money, and then she had the baby.
Yeah, he did all the work himself. She's also running an allotment just at the other side of my garden, which where we get all our gossip from because she talks to people up there that we know. But I wouldn't want to live there because you've got your main road and the bridge. The lorries that go over that bridge thunder over there, and they make a hell of a noise when they hit the drains and things. And then you've got the railway on the other side.
And it's built on top of the sewers, isn't it?
They could only build on half the site because of the sewer ran underneath it. Yeah. Well, it's a very clever bit of design, actually.
So is the double-decker bus still there?
Yeah, that's his workshop.
See, that'd be quite a cool workshop, double-decker bus.
Yeah, it would be quite nice, yeah. Yes, that's his workshop. He's getting rid of that.
I wonder what that was when I've come past, because coming home from the museum, I come that way.
That's right. You just see the top of it, can't you? Peering over the head, over the fence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have downstairs as like where you lathe and stuff. Is upstairs for Mr. Grelshaw and then the spraying and.
Yeah, I think he's got mostly storage upstairs, if I remember right. Somebody was telling me.
Or a man pad, you know.
Yeah. And he's got a sunken garden.
In.
Hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry. He's got a sunken fire pit as well.
Yeah, Roy's the boy has said he might as well have his bed in his workshop.
Don't wish it, mate.
No.
You know what they're like.
It may get thrust off on you.
Yeah.
I haven't got room for a bed in mine, so that's all right. Well,
I could put mine in my clean room, but that'd probably be about it.
But do you need a bed? You can usually fall asleep on any seat.
Mate, that's what I mean. I can just sit in the desk chair in the clean room, put the heater on. See you in the morning.
Just got to blend this top curve into the bottom curve. And on this wood, it's actually relatively simple.
This is the second bowl, Terry. This is another piece of Papua New Guinea wood, but a different bowl from the first one.
We're saying the guy that he got his lathe set up from had a double-decker bus's workshop.
Yeah, well, they're quite spacious. I mean, I can understand anybody doing that. I wouldn't want the lathe upstairs because it would rock a bit, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a bit like an echo chamber, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Particularly if you were upstairs working and trying to work downstairs as well.
But they've got
That
quite
was
stable,
120.
quite substantial vehicles, aren't they? So
Oh yeah,
it was watching him get it in there. Apparently, it took him about
think,
10 attempts. He stopped all the traffic on the A29.
yeah. I think you'd want
Yeah,
to
they showed that on
put it
Grand
on
Design.
axle stands. Right, no, I missed that.
Yeah, they showed just the end of it, didn't they? That's it. Yeah.
They showed him trying
Go
to.
and watch it.
Yeah, they showed it trying. It's on YouTube. They showed it trying
Is
to
it?
get it in.
But yeah, that was an interesting build, though.
It's just all the angles and how he got them all to meet. It was just, it was clever.
It is.
Just
And
not sure about the shape.
use such simple templates to make to cut the angles with the roofing timbers, and worked. You know, it's absolutely spot on. That's quite clever. Simple but clever.
You don't always need a massive amount of technology.
No, but, he just proved that you could do it without. Yeah.
Yeah. What little I saw lunchtime, Terry, was good. You were picking up on what I've been saying over the past 3 or 4 lives that I've done, how to use it, the spindle roughing gouge properly. I was getting frustrated with watching people using it as a big scraper, wondering why they got a lousy finish. Couldn't chat, I was too busy. I had the bandsaw running, I had the pillar drill running. So it was just a little bit manic in here, so I didn't bother.
I saw a little bit of it on my phone, but I was down at the museum today, so.
You can see these lines here.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to sand out the other side.
Oh yeah, that's right.
White line.
You ain't gonna get rid of
it. It's all in the wood. It's in the wood, so I don't think I should sand it out.
No.
Yeah, I need to go back and catch up on Terry's. There's a few I need to catch up on.
I just watched a bit of it between visitors down at the museum, but I didn't see very much of it.
Like I say, it was on in the background, and what he was explaining was exactly right.
The Linnekin says, my only claim to fame is that the sword-wielding attempted murderer from Friday Night in Crawley is my next-door neighbour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now I've told her.
What was that?
It was someone attacked someone with a sword.
Passed me by this one.
Yeah, she didn't even know anything about it until I said, well, it was not far from round the corner from you. And she found it on Facebook, I think it was, and said, okay, that's my next door neighbour.
Bit of a worry.
Yeah, didn't know anything about that.
So, the boy's got a question. He says, Keith, why do you leave the faceplate on when doing the bowl?
I knew that was
security. Security. If Don't know whether you can see it. You can just about there. There's a knot, X branch, cross grain through there, rubbishy grain throughout. If I'd have had a massive oops moment,
Sorry.
I would have had to possibly have remounted it. And I've now got in a little bit to know which way the grain's going. So hopefully I can finish hollowing without an oops moment or needing to remount it. So it's basically down as an insurance. I've taught and tried to teach many beginners, and
One of the first things you taught me.
yeah, and the problem is they think wherever they point the sharp bit at a bit of wood, it will cut. Well, it sometimes does, sometimes throws the wood off. Well, there's nothing worse than spending, well, in most cases for the learners, it was a good hour trying to get a nice shape on the outside to have it thrown across the workshop floor, and then say, well, we need to remount that. And I realised that by leaving the ring centre on, it was
Lionel,
relatively easy
Oh, hello,
to
Lionel.
remount it. Hi, Lionel.
Yeah, I just never use a faceplate, so
No,
I always
I
use
don't
a
now.
mortise.
Yeah, since watching Wayne and he's forcing a bit, I just bought a new forcing a bit.
Yeah,
Just
72 mil or whatever it is, yeah. And whack a hole in, use that.
Yeah.
Which is the bit I tend to do, so I keep meaning to use the faceplate ring, but I never remember in time. I've already drilled the hole by then.
I've got a faceplate ring for a truck that I ain't even got.
Oh, I wouldn't use that one then.
No, it's far too big for my truck.
I've got 3 of them, I just never use them. For the sea jaws.
Yeah. This was on the F jaws from Axminster. They're a bit smaller, so you've got
I've got one of them
more
as well.
scope.
Yeah.
More scope to do
Yeah.
something.
For a smaller
the
bowl,
bottom.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what this one's for.
The Axminster ones usually say on it,
Mm.
if you can read them, if they haven't gone rusty on them.
Right, that's going to
No, it doesn't
possibly
say.
bleach it out a bit. But,
75 mil internal.
That's the sea jaws, yeah.
that's the sea jaws. And that's one set of jaws I don't use very often.
I use mine all the time. It's funny, isn't it?
I've got,
Hello.
there you go. You said it.
Yep.
You're taking it off now, though.
I know. That's spun round. That's caught on all that cross grain down there.
Yeah.
So Lionel's got a question. He says, Keith, I use a long wing sharpening with your technique, and it's really fast to empty the bowl. Have you ever used it?
Yeah, I mean, this has got a long grind, not excessively long, and this one's got the long grind on it. They're all slightly different. These are 5/8 bars with a 1/2 inch gouge. Even the small ones, the 10 mil one, exactly the same grind angle, 45 degrees. I've got one that's swept back quite a long way. Yeah, use it all the time. I think I'm going to swap to a slightly smaller chisel in there, but even on this inch one, exactly the same. I don't use this one that often, but got a 2-foot handle on it, but it's so heavy that it takes the bounce out of any odd bits of wood that you might get. You can,
Lionel says in France that's a small wing.
bloody froggies.
See, he
I
must have
didn't
a
say
really
that. It wasn't me this
Nor
time.
did I. He must have a really big wings on him.
That's even long, yeah. 2 centimetres, he reckons.
Yeah.
God, 20 mil. That is a long wing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, and a bit.
Well, 18's 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So,
Yeah. Near how aggressive that is, that wood.
it is, isn't it?
Just there, where it caught. Not liking that.
No. Where the Solomon Hope scraper comes into the zone.
Through turning this with the lathe running in reverse, I can get right down that side.
Yeah. Creep up on it when it's not looking.
I can get a nice even thickness on the wall. How are we doing? 37. I think I'm going to call that it for the night, guys.
Yeah, it's
I want to
rough,
get in,
rough turned,
have
isn't
a
it?
shower. Yeah, I want to get in, have a shower, and pour myself a beer before Rich starts. So
I'm just going to pop a link in for Rich's Invade. He's invading Thornhill Jewellery tonight.
Yeah, I put it in earlier, but do it again.
It's
Yeah.
been gone in there once. Yeah, this is what we turned first in Merbel. Delicate. Let me come over onto a different camera. It'll make life easier for me as well. Don't need wake up, mouse. Don't need to hold it underneath the. What's the name?
Because the boy doesn't have a reverse.
No, have I?
No. Haven't you? Oh,
No, no, because I've only got the little Axminster at the moment. It hasn't got reverse.
oh no, my old Axminster didn't have no.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the Reeves drive?
No, I sold that one. I hated that loaf.
Yeah, there's the bowl that we did earlier on, guys. It's about 8mm thickness wall, wax polish, not high gloss, because I'm not a big favourite on high gloss. That's what we did first. And let me put this down.
I don't think you'd be able to put a link in, Lionel.
No. You have to have a spanner to be able to put links in.
Yeah, and this is Tuesday's turn that I've buffed up. It still wants a bit of work on it. But that was Tuesday's turn that I did, the first of the twins.
It's a fair old size.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have mine ready. The twin of that one I did in the evening on Tuesday. And I'm hoping to have that finished tomorrow.
This is 15.
Just got the middle of the back to take off.
15 1/8 by just shy of 2 inches.
I think mine was
a reasonable
14 and a quarter, wasn't it? Mine? Yeah, so very similar.
As this grew on the tree, Andy had the next blank that come out above it.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. Yeah, lovely looking piece of timber. Beautiful
piece of timber. Bit of crap finishing on there at the moment. Just needs buffing out, but I've just been too busy to do anything like that.
So Chris Glanville saying that looks great, Keith. I'll be trying to turn more bowls tomorrow and over the weekend.
Right, yeah.
And the boy is asking, do you still teach?
Yeah, down the museum I teach. You're not that far away, Roy. Are you? You're only just up the road, Norfolk. We're in West Sussex.
Just got to come around the
Just up the road.
M25, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah. You only got
Yeah.
to play with those protesters.
yeah.
Oh,
But they're too big to get caught underneath of the car. So unless you've got a 7-tonner, you'll be okay.
but that
Well, now I've,
motorway's a
now,
disaster,
now I've got
isn't it?
my affiliate with Starbond and I get my 10% off. Perhaps I should buy some debonder and just go and unstick them all.
Or walk up to the back and pour it through them.
Well, someone sprayed ink all over him yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well, they should have gone and just gone and sprayed them with debonder. We could have moved
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
The
I
bulldozer-
can't understand
Bulldozer
why.
shifting.
Yeah, Cambridgeshire. I can't understand why anyone would want to, plant themselves on the road. What are they gaining? They're gaining a lot of publicity, but
Publicity,
it's
that's
adverse
about it,
publicity,
yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I think
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't understand people like that. I've never done. I
No,
probably never will.
No.
Excuse me.
Cambridgeshire ain't that far, is it?
no.
That's just up the M11, isn't it?
So, if there's no more questions coming in, guys, and I haven't seen any, and if there is,
No, I think
I haven't seen any. It's all
it's all quietened down.
all been comments.
while it's quiet, I think I'm going to hit the off button.
Sounds
So,
like a good
Thank
idea.
you,
to me.
one and all, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this evening, and those that are remaining, if you haven't, would you like to subscribe to the channel? And if you have subscribed, hopefully you've hit the like button for tonight's little fiasco. But, at least you had something to watch. So
I said I'll be doing what I was going to do tonight on Sunday. Actual Halloween.
yeah.
Things might go bump in the workshop.
Well, that'd be unusual if they don't, but there you go. So I'm going to hit the. I'm gonna hit the
You
off
missed me
button.
falling off the stool the other day.
No, I did not. I felt
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with you on Saturday,
Yeah.
Pete. See you about
Good-
8:30.
Good night,
Mr.
everybody.
Kelly. Yeah, so it's good night from him. It's good night from them.
4 candles.
Yeah. And it's good night from me. So you're all on screen, so you can all wave. So how about that then? Bye, guys.
Well, well.
Thanks for
Yes.
the royal wave.
The royal one, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
Better
for
than the
stopping
royal
by.
we.
See you next time.
Cheers,
Bye
then.
for now.
See you all later.